and welcome to this Profit Protector Pro video. Now, I thought I'd make this based on, something that I see said, quite a bit. How do I know the true profit potential of a product in order to know how exactly to set my max price? Now, a few things to bear in mind with your max price is obviously you don't want to set it too high. It would be great if you could just set it to something unlimited. But the only issue is if you move up too high in price on Amazon, most likely you end up losing the buy box. Amazon will definitely let you know about it and say, hey, that's way too high. You can't be doing that. As like a price warning. It can lead to a suppressed buy box. There's just numerous repercussions that happen if, say, you had an unlimited amount on your max price, or you just set it like really, really, really high. So it's not a good idea to do that. But on the flip side of that, understandably, what do you do if, say, an item's general kind of like price moves up past your max price? What's best to do in that situation? Obviously, the answer is going to be move your max price up, but Profit Protector Pro is all about automating processes in your business. Now, obviously, you might have a set max price there as a safeguard on the max price, because the minute that, say, the buy box moves above your max price, it doesn't mean that it's guaranteed to stay up there. It might just be a temporary thing that lasts an hour or two. So in that moment, you don't want to have to then go in, check it, and then change the price, and then it actually moves quite a ways back down, and then you might end up winning. It moves to your max price, and the max price is too high. So there's that to consider as well if you were to actually change your overall max price. Now, you might be thinking, well, what is it that I actually do then in those situations? Well, here's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to make an automation, and I'm going to show you the exact automation that you need to make. It's very, very simple. So all you do is tap New Automation, choose whichever view you want. We're going to go with Flow View because that's my favorite. So when buy box moves above my max. So nice and simple. And there is literally a condition for that. So if buy box goes above maximum, and then you can basically choose increase max price by, and this will probably be the best option for you because this is the only one that can actually exceed your set max price only in this scenario. So just be wary of that. But increase your max price by say 350. You can express that as a normal value or as a percentage, whichever one that you prefer to work with. Now, that's it. It's as simple as that. So save, boom, we've got that automation. Just make sure it is toggled on. Then you'll be able to set that over on the repricing page for any item that you want to apply it to. So when an automation becomes active, it'll only become active when that exact scenario has occurred. So for example, let's go to, say, this item here, buy box price $14.37, our current price is $15.05. Now it is very possible, especially with Profit Protector Pro, that it could scoop up this buy box and then potentially push that price past the £20 maximum price that I've got there. Now if that was to happen, then because I then set this automation, you'll know when the automation is active because it literally says active right there. So if and only if the scenario occurs when the buy box price moves above maximum, will this automation then trigger, and then it will apply that preset action once that scenario occurs. So it's going to then move my max price up by £3.50. Now you're not going to see this on the max price. It's not then going to change to £23.50. It will just sort of do it on its own in the background, and you'll know when it's active and doing it because it will say active next to automation. Now the reason why it's not going to change that is because you don't want to leave that at £23.50, because if the buy box moves past your maximum price and it's not there for very long, you don't then want it to be something that's higher and then you win the buy box and it moves up, and that might not be a good price. That might be why it didn't stay above the max price in the first place, right? Because Amazon don't want you to sell at that price because it's way too high compared to everyone else's pricing. So in that event, because then it then moves back below your maximum, the automation scenario is no longer applicable. So the max price will then just be whatever it is that you've set. That won't ever change, but the automation will go inactive, and then it won't be 23.50. It will just be 20, right? So it won't actually physically change it. It will leave it as it is. Just like with any other automation, the action that takes place because of that scenario occurring is then reverted back to what you've originally set when the automation is no longer active, which is really the best way to be doing it. But just in case there is that potential there of you selling it for a much higher price than your maximum price, in the event that it does truly move above your maximum, by setting that automation, Profit Protector Pro has basically got your back until you're able to then come back and check and assess if you want to actually change the max price. And you can do that by checking the history and seeing how long the price has been that price. And yeah, you can decide from there. You can use the filters to help you. If you've only set that as your automation, then you can just have whichever ones have got the automation set to check. Things that are at your max, for example. It might be that you've actually won the BuyBox, things that are in BuyBox. You can use a combination of those filters to find those kinds of items to then make a decision on if you're actually going to move the overall max price up. So yeah, it's a really, really useful automation. You can copy that exactly. And of course, the amount that you want it to move above your max price is completely up to you. I wouldn't advise doing anything like super crazy, like setting, oh yeah, go £100 over. Because again, that's the same thing that I was telling you at the start of the video, where that's just going to be way too high. So just buy a bit, just to give you that leeway for if that scenario happens. And, you know, you may end up selling for a lot more than your max price, or with the help of that automation, and if that scenario occurs. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you soon.